if you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you'll be inside your house.
Okay, yeah, but Mbuka Old Motor Spare Parts, Mbuka Obosi. Tata Bobosi, ndị Mbuka na-enwe ekpere bụ Fridays. Mana anyị batara ka anyị baa ebe anyị na-ekpe ekpere, ọ bụrụ na ndị security blọkụrụ gate anyị. So na ya ama mkpe ekpere na anyị ga-abịaba na Monday ka enwe ike kwụsị sit at home. Then na-emekwa ka ụwa malụ na the order bụ from ọnwa nke bụ asmata president ya nwa kpọrọ ma ndị vigilante data na Mbuka si na a ga-akwụsịzi ekpere mmadụ ekpezikwa na a blọkụrụ gate entrance anyị ji aba n'ime afịa si na ya enwe na ọ bụrụ na ị na-anya ị ga-afụ otu ndị mmadụ si wụsara na gate ndị security bụ egbe ekwere ka ndị mmadụ baa ime ahịa ndị nne m na-abịara imechi ekpere Mbuka. So ya anyị na-enwekwa ka ụwa nụrụ onu anyị ma fụkwa ihe a na-eme ma ọ kwesịrị ekwesị as Christians. Amara m ihe bụ plan ha mana ihe mma bụ na onye ọbụla paratu na-ewe otu o si dị n'ime Mbuka Obosi taa. Thank you.
Good morning, fellow Biafrans. Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching me from all over the world. You are welcome this morning. I really appreciate your joining wherever you are watching all over the world. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. For some time now, we have not been able to come online because of one or two things that need to be resolved or need to be settled, And thank God today we are able to make it this morning. Here is a Biafran platform. Here is a freedom channel. As a matter of fact, we are here fighting for our freedom and our liberation from the subjugation and slavery that the Biafran people have been meted for a very long time. Clement and Eto, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Wow, you are watching from UK. You are really welcome, my brother. My brother from another mother, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, today we are going to look into the wave of freedom that have gotten to Africa. The wave of freedom is knocking on your doors. If you are a Biafran and you don't know what is happening, you are not from this world. Thank you for joining, thank you for liking, and thank you for sharing. The wave of freedom is here. Freedom is knocking on your door. You have to rise up and take your freedom. You have to rise up and fight for your freedom. Because freedom is not given, you have to show the courage, the fearlessness to take on your freedom. Take on your oppressors. Fight your oppressors so that they can allow you to be free. You see, the wave of freedom all around Africa now. Look at what is happening in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Niger, even in Guinea and Senegal. All these people are now trying to take on their oppressors. The new colonialists who have subjugated Africa for a very long time. Africa have been made poor. Africa have been ravaged. The West, they take our resources, they go to their lands and develop it. They don't pay for the resources they take from Africa. Even when they are paying, they pay you peanuts. Africa is now rising up and saying enough is enough. You cannot take our natural resources and you start to lend us aid. You bring it back to us as aid to Africa. That we are no longer comfortable with it. This is the wave that is happening right now in Africa. And African people are taking their destiny in their own hands, especially the youths from Burkina Faso, the youths from Mali, the youths from Senegal, from Guinea-Conakry. All these people are rising up to fight the oppressors who have oppressed them for a very long time. And you as a Biafran, wherever you are all around the world, what are you doing? What are you doing to take your own destiny in your own hands? What are you doing to support those who said that enough is enough? And for you to have your freedom as a Biafran, Nigeria must go down. One Nigerianist must also go down. Because these are the people who are holding your destinies. These are the people who are destroying you. These are the people who are making you to suffer. These are the people who are making you to run out from your zones, from your communities, from your states, to seek for greener pastures abroad. This is abroad where they use the natural resources they stole from your land. They use it to develop and give you back as aid. So you as a Biafran, for you to have your freedom, anything one Nigeria has to be destroyed. There is no two ways about it. One Nigeria and one Nigerian supporters must go down for you to have your freedom. Otherwise, you are going to live in abject poverty. You are going to die in slavery. Your children will continue from where you stopped, and your children will be destroyed as well. It is now time for you to say enough is enough. Think about this, what happened in Niger. All the way from Biafra land, the West, the British, the Americans, the Germans, the French, they laid pipeline from all the way from Biafra land. They are laying pipelines to the West, to Germany, to America, to UK, to France, so that they will be exploiting our oil in our own backyard and using it to develop the West. And this pipeline, they have already started. This pipeline have to pass through Niger. And the Niger people say, wait a minute. You are taking natural resources from Africa. Africa is blessed with abundance of natural resources. And you are taking our natural resources. You have to lay pipelines in our fertile lands. And you want this pipeline to pass from our country, where our people are suffering, where there is no good houses, where there is no hospitals, where there is no roads, where there is no industry, where there is no airport, where there is no seaport, and you are taking natural resources from Africa to go and develop your countries? Wait a minute. We can no longer be part of this criminality against Africa. We cannot support you against our own African brothers, against our own race, against our own country. That is what you see happening in Niger. Niger said no, that this pipeline is not going to be allowed to pass through Niger to America, to UK, to France, or any other Western country. No, we don't want it. And that is why you see them trying to take military action against Niger. Now, the Nigerians are fighting for their survival and fighting for their natural resources and fighting for their lives, because they know that when this freedom is achieved, Africa will be a leading continent in this world. That is why you see the West doing everything humanly possible to instigate war. Africans against Africa. They want to use Nigeria because they have always been using Nigeria for their evil deeds. As a matter of fact, you begin to wonder, you as a Biafran, you are in America, you are in Germany, you are in France, you are in Mexico, you are in UK, anywhere you are all around the world, you went there to seek for greener pasture. Some are nannies, some sweep the street, okay? So I'm house helps. So I'm babysitting. Our people are doing all kinds of menial jobs in the Western countries in order to put food for their table, in order to send something to their loved ones in Nigeria. But do you know that the money that is being used to pay them from those countries they are working all these menial jobs are gotten from their own land? You as a Biafran, you are in America doing menial jobs, you do 3-4 jobs a day in order to survive, to send your children to school. But that money that they use in paying you, that money they get it from your own land. Imagine you as a Biafran. In my communities, we have oil. God blessed us with all manner of natural resources. But we are not being able to harness, to use these natural resources for our own benefit. Rather, the West came, they saw these natural resources, and they are exploiting it. They are exploiting these natural resources against our people. They are not using the natural resources to develop our land. Rather, they are using it to subjugate us. They are using it to enslave us. They use these natural resources to develop their areas, their territory, their countries. Whereas our countries, our states, our local government, our towns and villages follow. Nothing to write home about. We have no industries to give us jobs. We have no good hospitals when we are sick. Our children don't go to good schools. And besides, you don't have light, you don't have water. These are the things that are beneficial to life. The West, why they enjoy all these things that they pay through the money that they get for our villages, our ancestral lands. They are living large on the money, on the minerals that they got from our land. Whereas we, the owners of that mineral, of that natural resources, we are suffering. We are suffering in order to make ends meet. We are suffering before we can put food in our tables. We are suffering before we can go to school. We are suffering after school before you can get jobs. Even the electricity, people who are doing all kind of domestic jobs, people who are self-employed, who are doing welding, who are doing mechanics, they don't have light to power their generators. People who have salons, they don't have light to power their machines in order to do their work diligently and earn their living. Why the West are feeding fat on our natural resources? We are suffering, and yet we are helping them to siphon these natural resources that God blessed us with. So it is time we said no to this subjugation. It is time we rise up, just like we have risen up, the Biafran people have risen up to say enough of all this nonsense, enough of all these criminalities against our people, against Biafrans. We have risen up to take our destiny into our own hands. And you as a Biafran, wherever you are all around the world, what is your contribution towards this wave of freedom that's come in Africa? NnaNna foresaw this a long time ago. That is why he started creating the awareness for Biafran freedom. NnaNna was kidnapped and he handed over to Simon to say, continue this awareness, continue this fight, so that we can liberate our people from this suffering that we are. And I want to tell you as a Biafran, for you to have your freedom, Nigeria must be destroyed. Because it is Nigeria that the West are using against you and against me. One Nigerianist must be destroyed, because Nigerian government are using the one Nigerianist in Biafran territory to subjugate you and I into this slavery that we find ourselves. And I give you instances. Number one, the mineral resources they get from Biafran territory. Go to Biafran states, go to Biafran communities, go to our villages and towns, there is nothing to write home about. Whereas the natural resources that feed Nigeria is gotten from Biafran territory. The source of Nigerians' income comes from our land. Yet, we don't have light. We don't have good roads. We don't have hospitals. We don't have good airports. We don't have international airports. We don't even have seaports. To show that this money that they are siphoning for our territory from our land, that they are at least compensating us or compensating our land from feeding Nigeria. We don't have all these things that are beneficial to human life, that all these things that help humans in order for us not to suffer, that our natural resources are being exploited. There is nothing to show for it. There is nothing that will be beneficial to the communities where these natural resources are exploited from. You see Ab0ut, you see Chevron, you see all these international oil companies in our communities, yet they don't have their headquarters in our communities. Yet they don't have anything at all to show their presence in our communities. They only lay their pipelines, take our oil, they go to Abuja, they go to Lagos, they go to all these northern states and build their headquarters and build their offices where they stay and control the natural resources that come from your land and from my land. That is a very big criminality. Now, another thing they did, they select 1, 2, or few people from that same community, from that same state, who have the same ideology, the same their criminal thinking, who have the same criminal minds with them, that they can give these people contract, and these people will not fight for their communities. Just check the lives of Abaride. Check the lives of the governors we have in the southeast. Check the lives of the senators from the southeast. Check the lives of the House of Representative members from the southeast. These people now dine with the government of the state and of the federal government. They give them contracts. They embezzle the money because they don't want their areas to be developed. They want to remain the lords of your communities, of your states. They don't want everybody to be like them. They want to be the kingmakers. They want to continue to be the rulers. They want to continue to be the decision makers of your community, of your state, of your localities, of your local government. Therefore, the masses have no say in what happens in their state. They give you minimum wage of 30,000 naira, whereas monthly they get millions of naira in their account. They use this money that they embezzle, that comes from the oil and gas in our communities, they use it to build industries for their own sake, for themselves and their families. They have companies. In other areas, they don't even build nothing. They siphon the money, they go abroad and dump that money in abroad for them and their children and their cronies. Why you and I are fighting for survival? These people are eating the money or taking the proceeds from the natural resources that should be meant for you and I and everybody. They are taking it for only themselves and their families and their friends. These are the one Nigerianists who, when you talk about your freedom, they tell you no, that oh, they know what they are doing. They ask you not to fight for their freedom. They create a lot of propaganda for you to support in promoting that propaganda. And you are doing that without knowing that you are doing it to the detriment of yourself. Without knowing that you are supporting them against your own self, against your own freedom. You are helping them to subjugate you. When we talk about freedom, it's not freedom for one person alone. It's freedom for the entire Biafran land. Freedom for you, freedom for me, freedom for my children and your children, where our children can have a say, where you yourself can have a say in what happens in your community, in what happens in your state, where you can have a voice, where you can be able to speak to the government, where the government can listen to your plight, where the government can listen to your complaints and come to your rescue and give you decisions and make amends as affects your life. This is the freedom we are talking about, where your children can go to school, where you don't have to go abroad and become a nanny, where you don't have to go abroad and be carrying children up and down. You'll be a nanny for an Oyibo man or an Englishman, or you'll be a man, you'll be sweeping the street, or you'll be working in mortuaries, or you'll be taking care of other people in abroad in order to earn a living. This is the Biafra we are looking for, whereby everybody, the government will be responsible for you and for me. The government will be responsible for anything that is concerning you. The government will be able to build roads, good roads, build hospitals, good hospitals, build good schools, where your children and my children can attend, and where the government can take care of our aging mothers and fathers, where the government will invariably be responsible for all the activities of your life. That is the Biafran we are fighting for. And for us to achieve this Biafran, Nigeria must be destroyed. One Nigerianist must be destroyed. Those who are asking you to stop the sit at home, all of them are one Nigerianist. All of them are part and parcel of the government that is subjugating you. Because those who are eating fat from the government, from the process of the government, will never support your freedom. What is happening in Niger today is a case study where the youth have risen up to tell the French, to tell the West that enough is enough. Now it is left for you as a Biafran to join hands and say enough is enough. The subjugation of the Biafran people is enough. The suffering is enough. The slavery is enough. The killings is enough. This is the Biafran we are fighting for. Okay? In your communities, people who are representing you cannot help you to fight for your freedom because they are benefiting from the system. Ab0ut will not fight for your freedom. Ab0ut is benefiting from the system. Ab0ut receives no less than 9 million naira every month, while you receive 30,000 naira every month. And you are the ones doing the job that Ab0ut is benefiting more from. Ifeanyi Ubah cannot speak for your freedom because Ifeanyi Ubah is benefiting from the system of Nigeria. Hope Uzodimma will not speak for your freedom, will not stand for you because Hope Uzodimma is benefiting from the system. Soludo will never fight for you. All these political leaders, including your Igwes, the government have marked them out to give them money every month in order to keep their silence, in order to support what the government is doing. Peter Mba of Enugu State will not ever do anything that will be beneficial for the Enuguans because he is benefiting from the system. So when you rise up to say enough is enough, they bring military to come and kill you. They bring violence to you. They bring assassination to you. They bring intimidation to you. These are the people who are the political leaders. These are the people who are making decisions for you and for me. In million years, as long as these people are still in government, as long as they are the ones controlling the activities of the things that happened in your states, they can never ever fight for your freedom. They can never ever support the freedom of the Biafran people. And these people also, the governors also have recruited people like you to come online and fight against those who are fighting for their freedom. They are using you to fight against the genuine people who are fighting for your freedom, who are fighting for your liberation, who want you to be free, who want your children to have good life, who want you to live life the way that it's supposed to be, who want your children to go to school, who want you to have good hospitals, good roads, electricity, backbone water. These are the things that the agitators, the freedom fighters are fighting to make sure that we have in Biafra land. So all these one Nigerianists, they can never support you for your freedom. So this is why Nigeria must be destroyed for you to have your freedom. One Nigerianist must go down for you to have your freedom. And this is the reason Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that we achieve this freedom. We receive this freedom. We achieve this freedom that I've been crying for a very long time. You see, Thank you, Clement Anato. Our brother Clement just sent us. Every senators receive not less than 29 billion naira every month. It sounds funny, right? 29 billion. 29 million naira. 29 million naira every good month. Every month, a senator of a federal Abaribe receive no less than 29 million naira every month. But to pay you 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira, some are being owed even 3 months, 4 months. They have not received their salaries. And these are the people you say sit at home so that this freedom we are fighting, we can get this freedom, and all these 29 million naira that these senators are receiving will no longer be given to them. Because when our freedom comes, all these people, we are going to retire, every one of them. We want a Biafra where everybody will be equal with every other person. You can imagine. A senator is receiving 29 million naira every month, and you that is doing the dirty job for this senator, you are going to be paid 30,000 naira. Some are 100,000. What is 100,000 to 29 million naira? That is why you see them spending money, living a lavish lifestyle. You see their children having billions and millions of naira in their own account. You see their children riding cars. You see their children doing things that you, as an ordinary Nigerian, who have been working assiduously every blessed day in order to make a living, you cannot even have that money that their children have in their account. And when we talk about freedom, a lot of people don't know what we are talking about. A lot of people kick against this Biafra. A lot of people kick against this sit at home. Because they don't actually know that the government are using them to propagate their lies against the people who want to fight for their freedom. This is how sad it is. Senator NnaNna Abaribe is taking home every month 29 million naira, 29 million naira every good month. Abaribe will pocket 29 million. Ifeanyi will pocket money. Opus Odimma, Soludo, all these people will pocket billions and millions of naira into their account. And they come on and tell you, oh, sit at home is disturbing our economy. Sit at home is doing this, sit at home is doing that. The same people that is receiving huge sums of money and banking it in their account are telling you that sit at home is disturbing our people. Sit at home is destroying our economy. Whereas their own economy is in their pocket. And you are helping them to propagate these lies, these criminal lies, this propaganda. You are helping them to sell it against your own people. This is how sad it is. A lot of workers have not received their salaries, but Abaribe is receiving 29 million naira every good month. But a lot of workers are being owed salaries up to 5 months in the same Nigeria, and you are saying that you still want to remain in that contraption? Something is really wrong with you. You as a Biafran, something is really wrong with your brain because you don't think critically. This wave of freedom that is now in Africa, let every Biafran support Mazi Simon Ekpa to make sure that we destroy the economy of Abaribe, we destroy the economy of Nigeria, we destroy the economy of Pitamba, we destroy the economy of Soludo, we destroy the economy of Ifeanyi. These are the people who are eating large on the resources and benefiting from the proceeds that are supposed to be used for you and for me. But they are taking home with their wives, with their children, with their cronies, and with their concubines. They are taking home every month 29 million naira. And you are here on social media, you attack us Most of us who are saying enough is enough, you come out and attack us and say, oh, what is sit at home doing for us? What is sit at home? How do we benefit from sit at home? You are crying the same cry that Abaribe is crying. Peter Mba will come and tell you, stop sit at home. Every month, Peter Mba will take 29 million naira into his, more than 29 million naira into his account. Abaribe will come and tell you, so, oh, Mazin NnaNna can't have stopped sit at home. You people should not sit at home. Every month, Abaribe will take 29 million naira. If Anyoba will come and tell you, oh, Mazin NnaNna said, why are you stopping sit at home? Why are you carrying out sit at home? That is not in support of it, that he has cancelled sit at home. These people will come and try to use your brain to carry propaganda and tell you stop sit at home, and every month they receive 29 million naira into their account. You that is abroad, you that is suffering, you that is working day and night every blessed day to put food in your table, you are following them to tell you that sit at home is destroying the economy. You are following them. You know that your brain is not working. Your brain has been used. You have an inspired brain. If you are a Biafran listening and you're supporting people who are deceiving you that sit at home is destroying the economy, whereas they are using you to propagate that lies against the Biafran Republic government in exile and against Mazi Simon Ekpa, you know that your brain is not working. Your brain has been polarized because you don't actually know what you are doing. Mazi NnaNna, the leader that we are following, he told you earlier, Mazi NnaNna said, anything you are doing and your oppressor is crying, your oppressor, those who are holding you down, those who are subjugating you, those who are suffering you, anything that you are doing and they are crying, my brother, increase the tempo, increase it, because that thing is having a very positive result for you and having a negative result for them. That is what Mazi NnaNna told you and I. Now they are crying for sit at home, and instead of you to increase that sit at home, and that is why Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile, we are saying we cannot stop the sit at home because it is injuring the Nigerian government. We know, we are reasoning, we know what our leader told us, we are increasing it because they are crying. Every day they come online and tell you, say, oh, Mazi NnaNna say we should stop sit at home. Mazi NnaNna say he's not in support of sit at home. Yes, Mazi NnaNna is not the one who put the sit at home in the first place. So why are they telling you to stop it? Because the sit at home is affecting their own economy and not your own economy. And Mazi NnaNna tell you, any day that you are doing something and your oppressor, the people oppressing you are supporting you, are telling you, yes, sit at home, they are supporting you and say, sit at home must be stopped. Sit at home must be stopped. Mazi NnaNna did not say sit at home. Your oppressor are saying all these things. Know that thing, there is no road there. When your oppressor is supporting you, know that there is no road there because you are helping them. And that is what the Nigerian government are doing, using the likes of Abaribe, using the likes of Ifeanyi, using the likes of Soludo, Peter Mba, and using most of you who are Biafrans, who have you don't have critical thinking to tell you that sit at home is affecting the Nigerian government. And the Nigerian government are telling you what Mazi NnaNna said. They want you to obey Mazi NnaNna because they don't want Mazi NnaNna to come out and say it. That is why they cannot bring out Mazi NnaNna to speak to you. They want to control your mind using Mazi NnaNna in detention. And a lot of people are buying that idea. Benjamin Madubugu just yesterday made a video. Benjamin Madubugu was among those who was arrested with Mazi NnaNna on 2015. And on 2015, you see how Benjamin Madubugo with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when they go to court, they will be shouting. Benjamin will be shouting, I am not a Nigerian, I'm a Biafran. My father is a Biafran. My father, senior Nigeria, this, that. Benjamin Madubugo was saying a lot of things because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there with him. Today, Benjamin Madubugo is telling you that Eastern Security Network are criminals. He's telling you that what Mazi Simon Ekpa is fighting is criminal. Mazi Simon Ekpa is criminal. That all those supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa, we are all criminals. The same Benjamin Madubugo, who was with our leader in 2015 and telling you that he's not a Nigerian, is now supporting the activities of Nigeria against the Biafran Liberation Army, against those who are fighting for his freedom. You know why? He is in Nigeria. Benjamin Madubugo has been taking money from the Nigerian government. With Ifeanyi Ejiofor, they are the ones who have the agreement with the Nigerian government in order to destroy IPOB, to make sure that Biafra never comes. So they are playing the script of the Nigerian government. And every one of them, have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that every governor, every senator, every representative, every councillor, every local government chairman, why is it that every one of them are fighting to stop the sit at home? Have you asked yourself that question? Why? Anybody that comes, he don't talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No, they are talking about the sit at home, the sit at home, the sit at home. It is because they are getting something from the Nigerian government. They have been given money to speak against the sit at home. Because if actually they want sit at home to stop, what is stopping them from releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That is the only question. If you are a Biafra, if you are Igbo Biafran, Igbo, all around the world, Iburu onye Igbo, and uche gị zuru oke, and ị ṅụrụ ara nne gị ṅụjuo ya afọ, ị ga-ajụ onwe gị sị, ka ihe mere onye ọbụla ji asị ka ya stop or sit at home. Mana enweghị onye na-ekwu release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ka that sit at home automatically stop. That is to tell you that ihe niile a na-ekwu gbasara Mazi Nnamdi Kanu awụghị Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu ya. That is the pure truth. All these things that are using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to say, it is to prove to you that all those things are lies. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants sit at home to stop, they know that the only thing that can stop the sit at home is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then ask yourself, what is stopping them from releasing that man so that sit at home will stop? Did he commit any crime? Has the court not freed him? So, onye support one Nigeria. Anybody that supports one Nigeria must go down for you to have your freedom. Before as a Biafran, everybody that supports one Nigeria and Nigeria must go down. Just like Nigeria is gradually going down, gradually dying. You as a Biafran, and you're supporting the activities of those who are fighting for our freedom, against our freedom, you will go down. The spirit of Biafra will destroy you and destroy your generation. I am telling you, because wherever I am not happy. We want our people to be free. Sit at home is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are doing sit at home because we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. That is one of the reasons for sit at home. So if they want to stop the sit at home, they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sit at home will stop. So anybody telling you that sit at home is doing this and doing that, he's not talking about the release of NnaNna. That person is a stooge of the Nigerian government and the Nigerian state. And that person is carrying out propaganda, carrying out blackmail against the people who are fighting for their freedom. And we are not going to take that. The wave of freedom that is now in Africa, the Biafran people are taking their destiny into their own hands. And that is why we must destroy, including you, that is against our freedom. We are going to fight you. We are going to destroy you to have our freedom. I am going to kill you to have my own freedom and the freedom of my children. Because Nigeria cannot keep me this way, and my children are this way, and our children are dying. We cannot go to school. When they come out from school, they cannot have a good job. There is no industry, there is no seaport, there is no airport, there is no light, there is no good road, there is no hospital. And you are saying you are a Biafran. You want your freedom. Yet, those things that will give you freedom, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about those things that can give you freedom. You don't want to embark upon all those things that can help you to have your freedom. And besides, you should know that freedom is not cheap. Freedom is not gotten on a platter of gold. Freedom is very costly, and you must fight for it. You must fight to have your freedom. And that is why every one of you who is not supporting what we are doing to have our freedom, you must be out of your mind. You must be out of your mind. You must be taught a very big lesson for you to have your freedom. So fellow Biafrans, I want to have a quick one. I want you to think about what I've just told you. It is very important that every one of you and I put hands together to support Mazi Simon Ekpa, to make sure that this freedom that we are fighting for, we achieve it. We destroy Nigeria. And one Nigeria is those who support one Nigeria. We are going to destroy them to have our freedom. Stop it. So that you and I shall have life and have good life, and our children shall live in peace. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll come back next time. When I come back your way, or I come in the afternoon again, I will tell you what you need to do to make sure that you have your freedom and have it abundantly. Thank you as I rest my mind from here.